was a little unexpected, so I need to bring myself together here for a second. I was just taken back by that last piece. Andy was a very good friend of mine, and I was very surprised by that. But in any case, good evening, everybody. I obviously, I'm very thankful to the school and people that put this award together and decided that I should have this award. And I'm humbled, I'm really humbled, because I know there have been some really nice people here that have received this award. And I know there's some great people tonight. Jim Harris, who was my high school football coach. Of course, Anthony Temporelli, who was from my class. Temp, a great guy, had a lot of fun, played football together and so forth. It's nice to have that. And of course, congratulations to all the other honorees tonight. I know it's well deserved. There's some special guests here tonight that before I get into a little chat that I want to have, I promised Nora it would be 2 minutes, and I negotiated, I think, for another minute. So. But I'll try to be brief. But there are some special guests here tonight. First, my wife Faith, of 47 years of citizenship. We've had 3 beautiful children, and I've been really blessed with that. I really have. My daughter from Milwaukee, Erin, my oldest daughter, 3 years old. Beautiful grandson of 10 years old is here tonight, CJ. And I guess, you know, a couple of my close friends came today. School, David, Erstein, and Mary Ellen, and Roger and Roberta, Bela, that came here. It was very, very nice. Several of my relatives have been here, alums, other alums, Faith and Colin Corbo. Katie Zerlo, my sister Dominica is here tonight, Minnie Zerlo, Mrs. Zerlo, I think everybody might know her from her teaching days. And my brother Ralph is here, his wife, Barbara. So I really appreciate it. I want to publicly, I know you all know I appreciate it, but I wanted to publicly thank you. Some of my cousins are here tonight, the Lamberties. So the Corbo family, I didn't realize when I started to think about this whole word that it's a big family. My father was one of 9 children. My mother was one of, I think, 6 or 7. So I have 1 million uncles, 1 million cousins, and my school grandson hears that all the time. So it's really all about family. I've not been in the area very much. I've moved around, and I'm now living in Wisconsin. And I also want to just mention a very special event that occurred. We just had, on Easter Sunday, our 4th grandchild. First and then there's another special guest that's not present tonight, and I know they're here. It's my mom and my dad. They were very involved in the school. It's going to lead me to a little story, and it's going to take us to the past. I'm going to take you through the past, the present, and the future of Blue Cross. And that's basically the theme of tonight's little chat. I guess we'll call it a chat. But someone mentioned 1967. 1967, I remember that year because that was a year that my father and my mother decided that they heard about this school that was going to be created in Waterbury, and they decided I was going to go there. And they got together, which I'm sure other families did the same thing. They got together with their families, and they said, we're going to donate some money, and they did it sort of on blind faith, really, because they went around to all of the various parishes in the area, and my father said, you're going there? I said, Dad, I'm not going there. Of course, you've heard, obviously, I was into athletics, and at the time, Holy Cross didn't have anything, because we were just freshmen, and that was freshmen. There were no juniors, there were no seniors, there were no anybody in front of us. And I said, we didn't even have a football team. And we did in my freshman year. And I wanted to go to Sacred Heart. And now Sacred Heart is part of this institution, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, you can imagine Italians, the neighborhoods in the north end of Waterbury. There was a lot of noise coming out of my house. And it wasn't a lot of yelling. at the same time, I was very, very, very fortunate that I came here. Obviously, the athletic piece was a big piece, but the athletic piece, as I look back and start to reflect, there were a lot of other great things that happened to me, and probably the biggest thing was that there were some great people. I mean, the building, this whole institution is just what it is, but I guess the people in it is what really makes it. The families here, the kids, friends of mine now from 1972 that are here tonight, and I had a chance to chat with a few people, and it's very exciting. And there were really some special influences. I know I mentioned Mr. Harris. Mr. Cunningham, whose son is going to be honored tonight, he was a big influence on me here at Holy Cross. Rita McCarthy, and I remember Sister Pat and Father Corbo. I know you've heard his name recently. I remember I was a pretty running around, kind of a jocular kind of kid, and got very excited at times. And I just remember them calling me into their office and saying, "Joe, sit down. Just sit down and talk to me. Just relax. How you doing? How are things at home?" And it never dawned on me that, and it really changed me, I think, as a person. And I think that the school presented some things that I think really made me, I think they made me a better person. At least I try to be that better person. Not always, unfortunately. Presently, I think the school has taken some amazing steps. I think they've consolidated or brought in Sacred Heart and Catholic High, really trying to adapt here to the things that are going on in the community and also that are just going on in the nation. And they've had some great leadership, and I know I've had an opportunity with Dr. Pellegrino before our 50th reunion, which we just had last year, which was wonderful, and discussing just his thought processes about the school and the future. And I really feel that Holy Cross is in a great position right now. And I know there's some challenges in the future here. And I know enrollment, and there's a lot of issues, and I know there's financial issues. But I think the future is really bright for Holy Cross. I really do. And I think the people that are here tonight you're the foundation. My parents and all the families of the early Holy Cross guys, and guys, really, we were all guys. But our parents were really out there. They had a lot of hope. And I guess, just to summarize quickly, the piece that I want to say is that Holy Cross, the emblem that we see is the anchor and this idea of hope. And I'll just leave you with this. The anchors are really in the ground here, people. They really are. And there's a lot of hope. My parents had a lot of hope for this school. My parents had no idea. My parents never even finished high school, as best I can remember. They just wanted their son to do better. And they didn't know that all these Corbo Lambertis and all these Chuzis, they're all related people, were going to benefit from what they did. They must have had some vision. And so that's about all I'd like to say. And I'm very grateful. And I think I went over the 3 minutes.